what's going on, guys? Of course, to all of my freaks and geeks out there, it is me, Amira Blaze, and welcome back to another fine episode of Sin TV Now, the program where, of course, I give you smart, intelligent news, all from a multicultural perspective. So, guys, today, alright, I gotta give shout outs both to my my followers on Twitch, as well as, of course, my freaks and geeks on YouTube. I just want to tell both of my audiences thank you so much for the love and support, and I will continue my best to make this program better and stronger pretty much, you know, every time. So guys, for today's episode, we're gonna be doing a couple of things, okay? Today's juicy topic of the day is, are we making, as gamers, okay, or people who are just getting into gaming and understanding video games, are we making it way too complicated? Are we making it where it's just like, you know what, it's just getting too out of hand in regards to the gaming prices? And, you know, is gaming really as expensive as we think it is? So I wanted to answer that question for the juicy topic of the day, like to really break it down and to share with you my journey as a gamer and what I've been doing to really like save money, guys, you know what I mean? Because gaming is very expensive. It can get really ridiculous, you know? So I just want to make sure everything is working here. All right, so let's get into our game for today. And pretty much, you know, from time to time, guys, I am going to be featuring a awesome Android game, okay? And for those of you who are fans of the Persona series, we all know that the Persona series is just a part of what's called the Shin Megami Tensei series, which is completely separate, guys. It's in the same kind of realm, but the Shin Megami Tensei series completely different than the stuff that's within Persona. It's really complicated. You know, Japanese RPGs, like just explaining the story of how some of these games are made, it's not easy, okay? So here is pretty much the description, and this is coming from Wikipedia, of course, okay? So Shin Megami Tensei Liberation DX2, that's what it's called. So Shin Megami Tensei Liberation DX2, long name, okay? And I'm paraphrasing here. It's pretty much, guys, a role-playing game and a monster or a demon collecting type of game, okay? And you can play this on Android, which is awesome, okay? So pretty much what happens, guys, is you play a protagonist. You can pick either male or female character, and what happens is you join this organization that is called the Liberators, and you play the role of what is called a devil downloader. So all you're doing is you're fighting against these demons that are known as the Acolytes, and that's all I'm gonna tell you, because we're gonna play through the entire chapter 1, because this game is kind of split up into chapters. But the graphics are really good, guys. The story is really done well. And here's an interesting fact about Shin Megami Tensei Liberation, or I'm just gonna call it Liberation DX2, okay? This is the first Atlus game to be published and developed, guys, by Sega exclusively, which is really cool. And they also, and Atlus also helped with the actual lore and the story. So the game was initially released, guys, in Japan and other places as well. But I'm really happy to play this for you guys. And don't you worry, guys. At the end of the year, what I always like to do is what I like to call the best Otome game awards, period. Okay, no room for debate. These are some of the best mobile Otome games, because you guys know I'm obsessed with romance, and I'm like obsessed with some fine looking Asian men. We all know that, right? But I am so excited to play this one game for you, and I ended up, that was the reason why I didn't do the episode, guys, a couple days ago. I truly apologize, but I was watching this amazing anime that's based on this visual novel, and I got hooked. I became an addict, and I literally just watched like 24 episodes in one day. It was crazy, but I cannot wait to share that game with you coming up next week, Thursday. And I'll be okay. So guys, what I like to tell you is you will be getting an episode of Sin TV Now both on Thursdays and Sundays. All right, guys, so let's play some Liberation DX2. So we're gonna do a little bit of backtracking because I played through the intro and everything like that. You guys can go and definitely play through that on your own time, but let's get into it here. And also, guys, the other thing that I'm gonna be doing is I will be, oh hey, of course we have the wizard. It's been a long time. What's going on? Welcome to the show. And the other thing that I'm going to be testing out today, guys, is I got this really sweet arcade controller, and I ended up buying 2 of them, and they are styled in the way for games like King of Fighters and like cool stuff like that. So let's get this going here, and I have it all set up. I got it mapped to work with the game, which is awesome. And as you can see, I can move, because since this is a mobile game, you have to use the mouse to move along, to move in, all of that. So I played pretty much through the prologue and chapter 1, so we're gonna just start from the beginning, and we're gonna go through all the parts of chapter 1, and then next time we'll get into chapter 2. I just need to take a break from the complete boring game Final Fantasy 15. Totally boring, guys. It takes a while for that game to get a little exciting, so in between we'll be doing my award show here that I like to do at the end of the year. So there is no room for debate. I am showing you guys what are the best and worst video games that I have ever played in 2018. But this is definitely one that is going to be a nominee, because it's a really interesting blend of like collecting demons as well as playing an RPG. You guys will see here, it's really interesting, the elements that they've kind of put together here. So let's start off with the prologue. So this is going to be chapter 1. And it has voices too, guys. Voiceover. It's so kick-ass. Oh, I love this. And Wizard says, how are you? I haven't been on in a long time. Yeah, me either. Like, I just had to take a break, guys. Like, I was just so like I was just so stressed out because I've been like working, and then you guys know that I'm going for my master's degree, so I pretty much don't have a life. So games has been the way for me to like relax. And yeah, I'm pretty much done. I got one more gaming controller that I want, that's more of a wired one. I've been buying more wired controllers than wireless controllers, because I keep having interference issues with my controllers. It's just annoying. And here's Megakin. Look at that hair. There's something like like really like sexy about him. I don't know. I find like every guy attractive in some way, right? Does that make me desperate, guys? Maybe it does. But yeah, you know. But yeah, it does have voiceovers, which is refreshing, because there are a lot of crappy Android games, guys, that I have played, but I really like the fact that they did include voiceovers, so thank you. Like, that's just a breath of fresh air. Oh, sorry guys, I've been really suffering from dehydration these last like couple of months. I've lost some weight, but then it's like I've just been really tired. Like, the work that I do is just so exhausting. It's crazy. Oh, we got Rika. I love Megakin because he's so extra. He's like, check it out, and I'm like, okay, man. Like, all right. All right, so that is me. See, that's how I really wish I could look like. Just a beautiful Asian woman, right? Like, being so extra. So we're gonna say, damn straight. This controller is awesome, guys. Like, I can't believe that I am playing a Android mobile game with a arcade controller. It's so awesome. I love this. And we're gonna be playing all kinds of games. We'll be doing after we finish kind of getting through the main storyline of this game, then we will be getting into our Otome games, you know. There are a lot of really good Otome games out there. I'm sorry guys, that message just keeps coming up and it is like so annoying. All right, so that's the prologue. That kind of explains what the Devil Downloaders and the Liberators and what they do. So we're gonna get into the tutorial, which is chapter 1.1. So let's do this. And the thing that I love too, guys, about mobile games, they're just really easy to play. And the other thing that I love is controller support. And that's something I'm going to be kind of emphasizing today when we're going to be talking about, you know, is gaming really as expensive as it seems, you know? And it's really not. It just depends on a couple factors. What type of peripherals you're going to be using, what's going to be your main thing. Are you going to be a console gamer? Are you going to be a PC gamer? Are you going to be a mobile gamer? Or do you do a little bit of everything? Like, I do a little bit of everything. But I won't lie, I love the convenience of PC gaming, but I do not like the physical hardware upgrades that you have to do with PC gaming versus mobile gaming. And I mean, there are some mobile games out there, guys, where the quality is pretty comparable. It's pretty comparable, you know. So I'll give you guys examples and all that in a moment here, but let's get through this chapter here. This is the tutorial. All right, let's do this. And it really feels like a, you know, like a battle, like you're actually playing through. It's pretty cool. All right, so what we're gonna do is okay, so this is how the battle works. Okay, so once you get into battle mode here, you're gonna have all of the different demons that you're gonna be fighting with, but your enemy, you won't know what your enemy's strengths and weaknesses are until you actually attack the enemy. Once you attack the enemy, then what you see here is this is the strengths and weaknesses. So some monsters or demons are going to be weak to attack, fire, ice, lightning. I forgot what this one is, and these ones I haven't encountered yet, but yeah, that's just pretty much how it works here. So we'll go ahead and just do a standard attack here. All right, and then I'll show off the Sue Sith. We'll show off their fire ability here. There we go. And then you have different battles. So once you finish the first one, then the next one will come. And then eventually, once you finish those main little mini battles, then you have a boss battle. And yeah, it's pretty, I mean, it's really self-explanatory, guys, but it's very easy to play. And that's why I like mobile gaming. It's just the convenience. Like, I can just, you know, pick up my phone and like play this anytime. Like, it's just really nice. All right, come on. You know you want to fight. And you can also talk to the demons too, which is pretty cool. All right, so you have your boss demon. All right, so I think I'm gonna do Zan. And we'll do the Agai, or Agi. And there we go. That's all it is, guys. That's the whole premise of the game besides the actual storyline. And you can also merge your demons together, and you can also increase their strength through training, which is pretty cool. So we are at level 3. All right, so we're gonna do, let's see, yeah, there we go. Let's forward it. And also, you guys want to pay attention to this here. That is your energy meter. Once that runs low, then you won't be able to continue playing the game here. So you want to make sure you conserve it. It's very important. All right, so let's get into, we've done the first chapter. All right, so let's do chapter 1, 2. All right. So this is just explaining like how you add your demons to fight with you and all of that. All right, so now we just go ahead and you add. So let's see here, we'll pick him, and we have added the demon to our party. Alright. Alright, and then you can switch between characters too, and their monsters, which is pretty cool. And also the other thing that's really cool about this game too, guys, is other players can help you beat certain difficult monsters and stuff. They can assist you. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really cool. Ah, I love water, guys. Tastes so good. All right, so let's get into our juicy topic of the day here. And also too, this game also kind of plays just like a Persona game, where the choices you make affect the story, which is really interesting as well. Yeah, this game plays really well with an arcade controller. Another thing that you can do too, if you're really into Android gaming like myself, is you can get an item that's called an OTG OTG on the go adapter. So what that is you have on one side you'll have the USB, and then the other side you have a micro. Okay, so then what you do is you take the micro and you plug that into your controller. It depends on the controller that you have. Then so you plug in the USB side. So this is if you have a controller that has a USB as the input. Okay, so then you take the USB side and plug that into your controller, and then that converts it into the micro USB, and that plugs into your phone if you have an Android phone. Now they also make these adapters for all different other kinds of phones. You just have to look up what's called an OTG cable or adapter. They are very handy. And you can also, you know what was amazing to me, guys, is I also use the OTG to plug in these headphones, and I can use it, I can control the volume and everything. I just can't use the microphone. But yeah, it was great. I could listen to my music using the OTG cable plugged into my phone. So if you're really into gaming, or you know, just listening to music or whatever you're listening to, I would recommend an OTG cable. Definitely, it really comes in handy here. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so we have we got our next battle here. I love like the characters, like you can't even like see their face. It's hilarious. Oh, excuse me guys, I'm so sorry. It's been a long day. Oh, that sucks. I never came home. But guys, let's get into it. Our juicy topic of the day. Alright, is gaming really as expensive as people make it? So here's my story, guys. As a gamer, I really started off as very unconventionally. Okay, I started off like really getting serious into gaming. I started off as a handheld gamer and doing like mobile gaming and stuff like that. I did have consoles, but consoles, like the gaming prices just kept going up and up. And then what I realized is that I could do the same type of, I could have the same type of gaming enjoyment, and I could do that with a handheld. So then that's really how I got started and really got serious into it. But guys, let me tell you, once I got a PS3 and a PS2, what? I just kept buying games left and right, because at that time the prices for PS2 and PS3 games were really low. But what we're starting to realize, and I've seen many very interesting discussions on this, is I'm starting to see that the prices are starting to go up because it's based on the popularity and the rarity of the game in, you know, in general. And if you're someone like me that is a JRPG, like I'm into really a lot of RPGs and JRPGs and Otome games and stuff like that. So because I'm really into this particular subgenre of gaming, or subgenres of gaming, what tends to happen is those are the most expensive games. Like guys, I've seen Persona 5, right? That game is still $44. Like it's crazy. And then it's even worse if you're into sorry guys, this thing can be sweaty sometimes. I apologize here. But I have no idea why this is sounding weird now. Oh well. I've been kind of playing around with this thing, and I've just been having issues with like my phone. It's just really annoying. It was doing well before, but I don't know. But getting back into it here, sorry guys about the sound. There's nothing that I can do here, but I'll have to like work on it. All right, you see an odd distortion in the air in front of you. It looks like a shimmering heat wave. That's not good. Or an entrance to somewhere, kind of like a welding slag. Oh no. Alright, here they come. It was working fine, and now the sound is jacked up. I don't know. I just give up. I give up. Alright, we can talk to this demon. Alright, so you can tap and hold, and now we have information on the enemy. Alright, so we can also tap and hold, and then that explains the skill. I have no idea why this is happening, but it's okay. Alright, so like I was saying a little bit earlier here, so it's not as expensive, guys, as you would think though. Okay, yes, I've kind of gotten more into and you have to pick the right choices too, guys, in order to get the demon to join you here. Oh gosh. Some people love flatties, yes. Alright, we got an ally. That's good. Alright, so we're gonna take this guy out with, we'll do Mazen, I think is the term. And we'll do, just a standard attack. So that's the first round. I promise you guys, I will fix this next time. I don't know why it's doing that. Alright, so this is what I was talking about before in regards to elementals. But, is it really expensive, guys? Now, this is just my view on it. Gaming can be as expensive as you want to be. So I personally think it is an individual thing, okay? Like when it comes to like PC gaming, okay? It can get really expensive. I mean, with the graphics card. So I mean, there's pros and cons to it. to me, I like the accessibility of PC gaming because I could get a laptop and travel with that. I can put all of my games on it and it runs fine, and I'm good, you know. But the downside to PC gaming is like I was talking about earlier, it's the cost. You know, getting all of the, excuse me here, getting all of the parts, all of the different components, and depending on the games that you play, you're going to be spending more on your graphics card or more on your monitors and things like that. Now for me, because like I'm not really concerned about monitor quality, I use TVs as my monitors, and they work out just fine. You know, it's not an issue. But then you have console gaming, okay? Now this is where you can really spend money, because some people will say, oh, well, you spend more on PC, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and you can actually spend sometimes just as much in come on, attack. There we go. Got the weak point there. But yeah, you can spend just as much, guys. It's crazy. So like, for example, you can spend like a lot of money on, like, for example, the PS4, okay? When I got my console initially, you know where most of my money went besides the game? The controllers. I've seen, guys, PS4 controllers still being like price-wise $50. I refuse to pay $50 for one controller, or $60, you know, depending on the controller. It's ridiculous. So like what I did is, if you want to save money as a gamer, just get wired gaming controllers, because no one wants wired controllers, you know. Everybody's kind of going wireless. But the reason why I stopped doing a wireless setup is because a lot of my products were kind of interfering with each other, which was annoying. So I just decided to go wired, and you can get a nice wired controller, guys. I've seen wired controllers for like between $9 to like $15, but then it depends on the system. You know, like I got a wired PS4 controller for like $20, and I'm okay with that. You know, it's just everybody is you know, everybody is different. So of course I defeated the enemy. Alright. And then that XP goes to your demons, which is pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and tap that. So we cleared that. Excellent. Alright. So we'll go back to the map. Are you guys hearing the game okay? Like, just let me know, because I know sometimes it may sound weird on my end, but not on your end. Alright, so finished an order. Alright, so we'll go ahead. Not too bad. Okay, awesome. Alright, so this is the main menu here that we'll be using throughout the game here. So this is how you clear orders. You have to clear the chapter, guys, to continue the story. But yeah, I mean, guys, overall, these are some of my tips for cutting costs if you are a gamer, whether you do PC or a console. Okay, there are a couple places you can go. There's tons of places. The first place, which is a challenge though, is thrift stores. And the only reason why I say that is because thrift stores, because gaming has become more popular than ever, people pick through everything. But sometimes when you go to a thrift store, and that's the only con for me, is that you have to have patience, okay? Because you have to like take your time to pick through everything. And if you pick through, if you really do diligent, you can find some good stuff. Like for example, guys, I went to a thrift store once and I ended up finding a PS2 controller for $9, you know? And another place that I go to as well, and I know some people may not like what I have to say in regards to this, but it works for me, is GameStop. I know, just hear me out. If you go to GameStop's website, or even in store, if you go maybe toward, depending on your store, but I know my GameStop, if you go towards kind of like the back part of the store, they have a section that's called pre-owned. And this is where you can get used games, you can get used controllers, stuff like that. But I know some people may not be comfortable with getting used stuff, but that's another way that you can save, is by getting used stuff. The reason why sometimes video gaming gets really expensive is when you're constantly buying new stuff, because when you're buying new stuff, unless there's a sale or something like that, it will be full price. So just, you know, you just gotta be aware of those things. I go to the GameStop pre-owned section maybe once a month, and guys, I mean, half of my gaming collection that I have is from getting stuff from places like GameStop, you know, and you can find some really good games there. Just make sure you check the quality, you know, make sure there's not scratches or stuff on the disc or on the cartridge itself and things like that, if you're particular about that, or if you are a collector. But it's a great way to, you know, save yourself some money. The other thing, ooh, he's hot. Oh, faggot. All night long, baby, all night long. I am so sorry, guys, that the sound is like terrible. So this is all about like demon fusion. So you're fusing your demons together to get stronger, more powerful demons, which is pretty cool. And that's the key, guys, in this game. If you really want to level up your demons really fast, doing demon fusion is the way to go, seriously. But yeah, that's another way, guys, to save some to save yourself money, because a lot of times, you know, I hear a lot of like rants or like complaints about, oh, gaming is really expensive. If you know how to save, that's the key. If you're buying new games all the time, you're buying the latest and the greatest and the hottest, you're not going to be able to save money as a gamer because it's new stuff. And with games, especially, you know me, PS4 games, they're like $60 a piece. That's $120 for 2 new games. That is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So what I have done is I try to at least wait around like a year. I know you want to play the game now, right? But if you wait about, like, it could be 3 to about 6 months up to a year, if you let the hype or the popularity of that game go down a little bit, that is where you can save some money, guys. Let me give you an example of this, okay? I am a huge fan of Horizon Zero Dawn, okay? And I think it's a really well put together game, Okay, so I was like, man, this game is going sometimes for like 35, you know, $45, but on average I've seen the price fluctuate between like 20 to maybe about $25 or so. So I was looking around, I was looking at all these used, like, you know, game places. Like, the other thing you can do too, guys, is online is one of your best friends. I go to places like, you know, Amazon and GameStop and stuff like that, but there are tons of online video game stores, which is pretty cool. So I was on one of them and I saw, guys, I got a copy of Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition that includes all the DLCs. Is a great way to save money too, guys. Is just wait for a like game of the year edition, depending on the game, or a complete edition. That way you don't have to buy the DLC, because that's where a lot of times you spend your money too, besides the gaming peripherals and the, you know, besides the hardware, of course. You are spending the money on the software, the DLC, the extra content. Don't do that to yourself. If you have patience, most of the time gaming companies will come out with an extended or a complete edition that comes with all the DLC, and you save yourself some time. I'm telling you, and money, okay? Well, mainly money, not time, but you know what I meant by that. So that's what you can do. So I was looking around, and guys, guess what? I got Horizon the Zero Dawn complete edition for $17, and that was just from just looking around at different used like video game stores online. Got it for $17. I was like, wow. And I even got this other game, I think it's called the Valkyria. It's the second game, not the first game. I forgot the name of it, but it wasn't really popular, and I ended up getting that game, guys, for $13. Regularly that game was like maybe 30 or 40. So those are ways that you can cut corners to save money for yourself, because I understand that gaming can be expensive, and it doesn't have to be. You can determine the affordability sometimes, but the key to it is having patience. If you're the type of gamer that, you know, you like to keep up with trends, you like to keep up with what's hot, this, you know, these methods can't work for you. But if you're someone like me where it's like, hey, I'm okay with waiting until a game gets not as popular or the hype goes down on it. If you have that type of patience, guys, you will save yourself, number one, a lot of money, but number two, you'll be able to actually, you know, get the game. Because there are some games, like for example, for a while when Persona 5 came out, oh shit, guys, I could not get that game. It was sold out everywhere. But once I was able to just have that patience, you know, and tell myself, be like, you know what, I don't really need it now. I'm just going to wait and then see, you know, see what happens. And I'm glad I did, because that's how I was able to save money. I mean, I've gotten some JRPG games, guys, for like $10-20 about, because I waited until the popularity of them went down, or people did not care about them or were not interested. But yeah, that's the challenge though of being a gamer though, is, trust me, I wanted to get Horizon Zero Dawn as soon as it came out, but I knew like the game must have additional DLC maybe coming out. So I'm glad that I waited, and now I have the complete edition. And because I like to collect certain games, I got the regular Horizon Zero Dawn without the DLC for my collection. But I will say this, and I know this is going to be very controversial though, make your gaming collection something that's manageable for you, okay? Because sometimes you can have a large gaming collection, but if it's not organized well, that's not good, okay? And what I mean by that is you want to make sure you have some type of space or an organizer just to keep your games in the best condition possible, okay? Because if you get your games in a place where there's a lot of dirt and other things that can affect the quality of your games, this is more if you're like a collector. But the other thing too I have to mention as well is I know sometimes people get mad at collectors, you know, because they're not like playing these games and things like that. But guys, you have to realize that there are different types of collectors out there. There are collectors who play their games, and then there are people who just like the artwork of games, you know, and then they buy they buy the games just for, you know, the artwork or whatever it may be. But gaming is expensive because it's how you make it though. It's not as expensive. Let me correct myself. It's not as expensive. It's not the video game collector's fault sometimes. I can understand though, because there are some video game collectors that when they say a game is really hot, then the price starts to go up because of that for some time. But it's like, we can't get mad at people who collect video games, because to me, I feel like that's awesome, because in order for video game culture to continue, for it, you know, to continue being alive and everything like that, we have to have people that are knowledgeable about these games and study them and enjoy them. But you know, at the end of the day, people are gonna do, as they would say, whatever they want to do with the games that they play. The other option, if you're not into console gaming or PC gaming, is what I'm doing right now, and that is mobile gaming. Guys, let me tell you, a lot of gamers have underestimated the power of mobile gaming, but even here on YouTube, guys, there are people who just exclusively play mobile games, and they are very popular, and people, sorry guys for like being all like, you know, I'm like itchy for some reason. You know how that goes. Like all this sweat and you just feel gross. I need to like wash up, which I will do that for sure. But you know, a lot of times, you know, when it comes to mobile gaming, they are really popular. And guys, let me tell you, to set up mobile gaming is the easiest thing. It really is. You just have to have your phone, or some people play off of their like Android tablets and stuff like that, and you just download the game through the Google Play Store. And there's so many games, even popular games too, that you can play through the Google Play Store. It's very versatile. There's so many different games out here. And guys, there's also what is called the free, you know, free gaming, like whether it's Android or whatnot. But there are a lot of free games out here that you can play, and it's just so easy, and you don't need all the expensive stuff, you know, unless that's what you're into, or you just build your setup piece by piece. That's what I did, guys. Like I don't have the collection that, you know, I had when I first started. At first I was just buying games, you know, to buy the games that I liked. But once I started kind of getting, you know, semi-serious with my collecting, I started looking at my specialization and like what kind of games am I interested in. And this is what I realized. I really like RPGs, JRPGs, Otome games, mobile gaming. And then I kind of figured out, I was like, okay, so what kind of games, you know, do I like? What am I into? And you kind of do this process of trial and error. But once you find it, guys, that's what makes collecting a lot more easier, is when you know what you're looking for. But if you're trying to make gaming more affordable, when you know what you like, then you can look for sales, okay? And let's go back into the PC gaming, okay, or handheld gaming, because now You can buy, let's say, you know, you can get what's called a controller from a company. They're called 8BitDo. And they make these amazing, guys, Bluetooth gaming controllers. You can connect that wirelessly via Bluetooth, of course, to your Android tablet, and you're ready to go. You can play your games. You can do what you want, you know? And it's really easy to set up, or you can use an OTG cable, plug it in, and you can use it both wired and wirelessly. And their controllers range between, I've seen them for about $20 to about $45 on the higher end, because they just recently came out with a newer version of their analog controllers. And here's the other thing, if you want to make gaming more affordable for yourself, get controllers that are multi-platform system. The more systems you can use with that controller, that's the more money that you're saving. But if you don't do that, what will happen is I have controllers for my PS4, then I bought controllers for my PS3. I have PS2 controllers, but there's controllers out there that you can use that work for PS2, PS3, or PS4 and Windows, or whatever operating system that you have. And it's very versatile, and you can program it to work for the system that you need. So it's just something to be aware about, guys, is get controllers that you can use for more than one system. You will save yourself some money. All right, let's see how this Demon Fusion works. Ah, that's so kick-ass. Got ourselves a kick-ass bird, or the deity Horus. So you have to make sure that your player level is also up to date, or else you cannot make higher, more powerful demons through the fusion process here. All right, so let's go through here. Magnetite is necessary for performing fusion. All right, that's good to know. All right, so we will come back and make stronger demons in the future. All right, we completed that. So this is just the first chapter, is pretty much the tutorial chapter. All right, so we have the summoning portal. This is going to be an area that you're going to be spending a lot of time to. You enter one of the rooms of the hideout. She doesn't look weird at all. Oh, excuse me, guys. And you can also get new demons this way if you're not able to make them allies as well. Alright guys, I'm gonna take a quick break here because I need to turn on my fan. I am sweating. That's probably why I keep like scratching myself, is because of sweat. So I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, I am back. Sorry about that. I just had to like stretch and you know, all that good stuff. But oh, this is an interesting response here. So the wizard says an option for those that have Xbox or are looking to get Xbox is the Xbox Game Pass. Free trial for 2 weeks, $9.99 a month. After that, over 100 full Xbox One and Xbox 360 games available to play, with more to come. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know why, guys, but for me personally, I just couldn't get into the Xbox 360. I have a couple games for 360. I have The Witcher 2 for 360. I have a couple beat 'em up games. They didn't really make a lot of really good JRPGs, but we'll see what happens for the Xbox One, because Tales of what is that? Tales of Vesperia is supposed to come out for Xbox One. So we'll see how people take to that being on that system. But RPGs really have not really done really well on Xbox. I just think people maybe associate when it comes to RPGs or JRPGs with the PS4 or with Sony in general. But yeah, that's a good incentive, but yeah, it's not something I'm interested in. You guys know that I am forever loyal to Sony. That's just because that's what I grew up with. And then number two, because I am a JRPG player, yeah, that's pretty much why, you know. Most of the JRPGs that I enjoy playing are on the the PlayStation systems. The other thing too, guys, that can make gaming really affordable is, as they would say, PC gaming. But you can play with an application that is called Steam, right? Steam, very popular here on Twitch and on YouTube. And yeah, it's very effective. I mean, guys, I remember one time I got the game Death Smiles, which is a great shoot 'em up game. It has really cool gothic elements to it, and I got that game on Steam for like $10 when it was on sale, because Steam from time to time they'll have sales during like the holidays or the summer, or sometimes the thing that they've been doing a lot of is called their developer sales. So they'll like have a specific developer, and then they'll do like markdown. So like a couple of days ago, they had the Project Red kind of sale, and you guys know I'm obsessed with Project Red. They're the creators of the Witcher series, and they had like The Witcher 2 for like almost like $6 or something really like huge markdown. So that's the other way that you can save money too, is get popular titles on Steam, you know. But you still have to be careful with Steam, because sometimes their prices can be just as expensive as buying it for the console, or just buying it, you know, through a physical disc for PC. But overall, guys, those are just some of the things that I have been doing. If you know, check out the Steam sales, and there are other places that you can do gaming similar to Steam. The final point that I would like to make as well is you wanna make just like, the other point honestly is free gaming, right? So what I mean by that is, let's say for example, you go to Steam and you can look up the free to play section. There are tons of games out here, guys, that you can like play for absolutely free, and they're not crappy. That's the reason why I started this award show at the end of the year for the, you know, the best games period, with the no debate, or I'm just gonna call them the no debate awards, you know. But yeah, I mean, there are so many free games that you can play. I'll give a couple of examples here. Ragnarok Online, if you're into nostalgia and you like that older kind of style of anime, gaming characters, Ragnarok is free. You can play that. Don't play the second one, that was terrible. But the original game called Ragnarok online, fabulous game. You know, it's not as popular as it used to be, but people are still playing it. I will say there is a learning curve to it, but once you learn it, that's where it starts to get more interesting and fun. The other game that was popular for a while was Blade and Soul. This game is, I mean, fabulous. You do need to have a decent computer to play it, but it's free. And it has game controller support as well, which is really awesome. There's another game, if you're once again into the anime kind of style of gaming, it's called Onigiri. I've played it here on the show a couple times. It's free. It's absolutely free. You download it and play. So there are tons of games that are like that. You just go on Steam, for example, if you're into Steam, and just look free to play, and you'll see a whole bunch. I mean, there's tons of games that you can play for free. Some have controller support, like for example Vindictus, still a popular game, and it has controller support. You know, so that there's so many options, guys, so many options out here. So there's no reason that, you know, when I hear that argument of like gaming is expensive, it can be, but it's how you make it. For me, I've learned how to make gaming affordable, and that is, as much as I would like to play those new games when they come out, like for example, I would love to play Detroit Becoming Human, but I gotta wait a little bit, because when that game came out initially, it was like $60. So I would love to play that, but I'm just going to wait, and then the prices will go down. Or sometimes, you know, you wait till the holiday, because during the holidays there will be different sales that you can play, you know, as well. And Wizard says, have a good night. Hey, you too, man. Take it easy. Thank you for coming in and contributing to the discussion. If you guys have any more input about how do you as a gamer make gaming more affordable, leave it in that vicious comment section below today's episode. But yeah, guys, I tell ya, you know, anytime I hear that old argument about gaming is expensive, I'm like, yeah, it can be, but it's really up to you too as a gamer to make that affordable. You know, you don't have to buy the game right away. You know, like for example, guys, I'll tell you another story here. I ended up getting the Witcher games for under $50 pretty much. So this is what happened. Originally I was going to buy the Witcher games like all in like one after the other, but I was like, wait a minute, that's just way too much money. That's crazy. So what I did was I looked to see if there were other versions of the Witcher that I could buy and it would be cheaper. And then I come to find out that you could get the Witcher. I got the Witcher Enhanced Edition, which has some improved graphics, and they did some additional stuff to it. Guys, I ended up getting that game for like $9 because it was the PC like disc version. And then I saw that the Xbox 360 had a cheaper edition of The Witcher 2, so I bought that. So I had The Witcher 1 and The Witcher 2. And then I come to find out that for the PS4, they did The Witcher Complete Edition. It is a complete version of The Witcher, all the DLCs, all that good stuff. I got that. And now I have the complete Witcher collection. The same thing I did with Mass Effect. Instead of buying the games like separately, I just waited, and then I found that they have the Mass Effect trilogy that you can buy for the PS3. When will they be like, come on BioWare, can we please have a Mass Effect trilogy for the PS4? When is that going to happen? That would be fabulous, but I digress. So those are just some of the ways, guys, that you can save. The final thing too, I just thought about it, is buying your gaming peripherals from places like Asia and stuff like that. Now there's sometimes this stereotypical connotation that if it's from overseas it's gonna be expensive. That's not always the case. A lot of times, like for example, the Japanese import versions of games can be a lot cheaper than getting the US release of the game. So that's another way too, is you can get your gaming peripherals or find other versions of the game from a different country. But here's the thing though, you have to be aware though that if you get a Japanese game, unless you understand the Japanese language, it's gonna be a challenge. Like for games like shoot 'em ups and stuff like that, that doesn't really matter. But if you're doing like an RPG or something like that, that's just something to consider. But guys, let me tell you, if you get your gaming peripherals from places like China, for example, you, trust me, can save a lot of money. Okay, so for example guys, I have a wireless gaming mouse that I got recently. Okay, I got the mouse, guys, for $2.99. A wireless mouse, because it was on sale, for $2.99. Now I have a wireless mouse. I'm gonna get another. This wireless mouse is not really designed for gaming, but it doesn't matter because you just, you know, you make it work, right? You make it work. So I've been playing with that for a while. I have another backup USB gaming mouse just in case if this one's goes bad, but so far so good. It's working beautifully. I have not had any issues with it, but the only complaint I have about this particular mouse that I bought is batteries. I'm gonna make sure I get a rechargeable mouse, just because of all the gaming that I do in general. All right, let's summon a demon here. Let's see which one we get here. Oh, that's a kick-ass demon right there. You got the Fairy Satana, I think is the way to say it. I'm sorry this keeps popping up. It's like super annoying. Alright. Alright. So there are different types of demons. So you have the common, the Aragami, Protector, Psychic, and Elementalist. And then different ones. Okay, so we'll learn about Awakening later. But yeah, I'm telling you guys, if you get your gaming peripherals from places like China, you can save a lot. There are a lot of peripherals all throughout Asia that you can buy online, and they've worked for me so far. I gotta give a shout out to a company in particular that I love their peripherals because they're very affordable. They're called Dodo Cool, so D-O-D-O Cool. And guys, let me tell you, they have some kick-ass headphones. The built-in speaker is not the best. I would say maybe get an external microphone, but if you're just starting off on Twitch or YouTube gaming and stuff, I got those headphones actually on sale for like I got them off of Amazon actually for like $27. Like, they were really affordable, very comfortable. I still have them as a backup for these. These are the TTE Sports Chronos Ring 7.1 surround sound headphones. And the other thing too, you have to consider your budget too. These headphones were around $70, and they're really worth it. The sound quality is great. You can customize your EQs and everything like that. It's like real advanced on that point. The only thing that sucks about this headset is the microphone. The microphone is not that great. So I ended up getting an external microphone instead for better sound quality for my voice. But these headphones are really comfortable. When you get them at first though, they will feel really heavy on your head if you're not used to like heavier kind of headset. But once you break them in, they'll be a little bit tight in the temple area here, but once I kind of broke them in, I wore them like pretty much every day for like a month or so. Once you break them in, they're really comfortable. The only other thing I don't like is the cord, you know, it's a little bit too long, so then I'm always like rolling over it with my chair. It's like terrible. But I've always been a fan of the RGB. And it comes with software actually where you can change it, so you can change the colors. So I made mine this color just for fall, or you can have it pulsate and it goes through all the colors like a rainbow kind of effect. So yeah, I mean, you can find stuff really affordable, you know. There are other companies that I really love. There's this other company called Zelotes. They're a Chinese based company, and they specialize in these really nice gaming mouses that are wireless, and they're great for like people like me that have really big hands, but they still want the comfort of a gaming mouse, you know, as well. So that's just some of my tips. I don't really think gaming is expensive in 2018. I think it's just contingent, guys, on you as an individual. If you want to continue playing games because, you know, you're following the trends and what's popular, what's hot, you know, you're gonna be spending more. But if you're someone like me that's really patient, and you know, you tell yourself like, I'm gonna give this game a year and then I'll buy it, that's where you can save yourself some money at the end of the day. But you guys let me know where are some of your favorite places to buy games, to get gaming peripherals, and maybe you answer this question too. Do you think that gaming is as expensive as everybody makes it? Because it's like people are blaming collectors, and then people are, well, I mean, the other thing, guys, you have to consider too is the gaming company, depending on where the game is coming from. If it's coming from Japan, everybody who's a JRPG like player knows that these games are expensive by default, because they put a lot of time and a lot of effort into the design of these games. So you're getting what you're paying for. You know, it's gonna be a 40, 50, 100-hour game, you know, that kind of thing. So it just depends on what type of gamer you are, and if you have the patience to wait for a really good deal. Trust me, I have been there, where it's kind of like, oh my gosh, like I really want this game, like God of War. I want to play God of War so bad, guys, but I refuse to pay $60 for it. That is ridiculous. To pay $120 for 2 games, no. So I'm gonna probably wait maybe towards the end of the year and get it. Just like with Horizon Zero Dawn, the price started to drop pretty quickly after a couple of months, you know. So sometimes it's not always good to chase after, you know, the AAA titles and all of that right away. Just give it time, you know. If you have the patience, you can get some good deals. Check out gaming peripherals in Asia or places like China. There are tons of places you can go to buy really affordable stuff from China that's actually really good quality. I just think there's this stereotype sometimes that if it comes from China, that means it's not good. No, there's different types of companies out there, and I'm gonna make a video just on and an episode for you guys just on Chinese gaming peripherals, the ones that I have in my collection, and what to look for. Very important. It's very important. But you guys let me know what you think, okay? So let's keep going here. I don't think we're gonna get through the full chapter 1 here because the sound quality is really bad, and I apologize again, guys. I'm gonna play it back and I'm gonna test it out and see what happened, because it was working really well when I was testing it today, and I don't know what the heck happened. Oh, it's been a long day. That's why I've been yawning. She is so depressing, I swear. Alright, went to the summoning menu. Alright, let's go to the party menu. Alright, let's go. Let's go to story quest. Let's see what's going on here. Alright, let's continue in Akihabara. Of course you would like to. Rika is so weird though, I swear. Alright, so we gotta clear the orders. So we're just gonna go through the tutorial today, guys, and then next time we will continue through the chapters. I apologize for that. It's just the sound quality is really bad. It's like really bad. That's the only challenge sometimes with mobile gaming. Alright, so this is how you add a demon to your party. And then you go to party. And I may play through the chapters, guys, just to strengthen the demons, but then I'm gonna go back so you guys can see the story, just because I gotta fix this sound issue. Alright, so then we gotta select the demon, and then this is our party here. Alright, so then you just hit that, and then you add your demons this way. Alright, demon was added. Alright, so we've unlocked chapters 1 through 1-7. And there are different difficulty levels too, guys. So there's a lot of replayability in this game. It's pretty fabulous. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna go to the story quest here. Alright, so we have some more. Alright, I don't really want that. Alright, and you can purchase like upgrades and things in this game, but I don't think it's really worth it. That's just me. Okay, so then we have 1-3, but that'll be next time, guys. I'm gonna leave it there. I want to thank all of you guys for coming in and watching. I'm so sorry about the sound quality. I'm gonna actually play around with it and get it, you know, working better, because that's a challenge of playing from an Android tablet, is sometimes you have like speed issues, or it's called lagging. It's terrible. So I'll have to work on it. I'll fix it and we'll get it, you know, going for next time. But guys, like I always like to do, this controller is amazing. This arcade controller I got, yes. But I digress. Let me leave you with something to think about, just a reflection for today's episode. So guys, we were talking all about, is gaming really expensive as people make it? And guys, there are a couple of factors to consider, okay? First off, we can't blame the collectors. I get it, you know, they're collectors, they got all these games, they're not necessarily playing them and things like that. I understand that. But at the end of the day, guys, we as gamers, we're the ones that make those things relevant. So if we want things to be more affordable, then it's kind of like we have to stop saying that certain games are more rare than others, because that's what causes the prices to fluctuate all over the place. The second thing is you have to kind of be patient if you're a thrifty gamer, and I'm making that part of my mission now, guys, to make gaming more affordable, because I recognize now that the price of gaming is really getting ridiculous. Like 2 games for $120, they better be worth it. But you can make gaming affordable, guys, in the following ways that I mentioned in today's episode. Number 1, you can get gaming peripherals used, you know, if you're into that. For example, like Amazon, you can go on Amazon and you can always find, excuse me guys, I haven't been feeling well, so I apologize here. That's also why I've had the water here. I need some cough drops. Oh, that was disgusting, but I digress. So you can get like your gaming peripherals, like for example, places like China, you can find them very affordable, great for beginners, you know. But as you get more into your intermediate and advanced gaming, I would say start spending a little bit more if you can, and get stuff that's a little bit more effective in the long run. That's the reason why I got these headphones from TTE Sports, was because I realized that, you know, doing my show, I have to upgrade it as much as I can, and I wanted to make sure to have headphones that I could actually hear the gameplay and good surround sound type quality. So it's what you really make it, you know. If a game starts to go up in price, that doesn't mean you have to buy it right away. Sometimes, like I said earlier, excuse me, you just have to wait for that hypeness to go down. Another example of this is Final Fantasy 15. Trust me guys, this game is super boring. It doesn't really get exciting, like from what people have been telling me, until later on in the game. I'm about 12 hours into the game, and so far it's making me want to fall asleep, but I digress. So you can find Final Fantasy 15 really affordable now, because it's pretty much become it's still a popular game, but it's not as popular as how it was when it first started. So now you can get like Final Fantasy 15 for around like $20-25. Yeah, they have an upgraded version, which is like the Royal Edition. I ended up getting the Day 1 edition. But yeah, I got mine for like $20. So I mean, there are ways to find affordability, but you have to seek it out. You can go to thrift stores, you can go to places like GameStop and stuff like that. But gaming is not as expensive. It gets expensive when you're into more of like the older games and stuff like that, but modern day gaming, guys, has become more affordable because of accessibility to so many different resources out here. So you just have to make it work for you. You know, if you can have patience, wait for that AAA title, you know, maybe after like 3 to 6 months or so, or even up to a year, the prices, I started to notice the prices started to go down. Or if it's a really popular game and it's still up there in price, then you can get what's called the complete editions. And I love that, because then you get everything together all in one. Okay, so at the end of the day, gaming is how you make it as an individual gamer. Get what you can afford. Okay, you don't have to get the stuff that, you know, you don't really need. You know, get the stuff that you really want to play and enjoy. But everything is subjective that I've said today, because it depends on the gamer themselves, like I said, as an individual. But hey guys, in that vicious comment section, you guys let me know what you think about it. Do you think that gaming, you know, is gaming really expensive? Is it getting out of control? And we got a lot coming up, guys. We're gonna continue playing here Liberation DX2. We're also gonna get back into Final Fantasy 15, and I decided, guys, to kind of change the mission of the show. I've been changing things around because you got to do that. You know, you got to do trial and error and find out like what works. So I will just, you know, I'll be talking about smart, intelligent news, Asian culture, drag culture, the best of the worst, of course. But I also decided that I will be doing mobile gaming, a lot of Android gaming, because I'm noticing that a lot of you guys enjoy me playing these games. So I'm going to continue doing that. We're going to continue doing our you know, our best and worst video games, of course, for the No Room to Debate Awards. That's what I'm gonna call it, No Room to Debate, because these are the best of the best and the worst of the worst. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate doing these episodes for you. But yeah, I apologize for the sound quality. I thought it was going to be much better, but I'm gonna play it back and get everything adjusted for next time. But guys, like I always say, remember to get smart and stay informed. I'll talk to, of course, all of you soon.